All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Wolf Stand. My name is Damien Wolf. Can you guys hear me? Seeing some people in the chat right now. I know it's not our usual time, but I'm hope you guys are still there. And for those watching the recording, good day to you. All right. So where's my music? Here you go. We gotta open it. There we go. Okay. All right. So today is gonna be a very special day. We will be interviewing actually a personal Splinterlands hero of mine. His name is Dwayne Cunningham, guys. All right. So we know we've already had Luke, we've already had Bulldog, but those of you who are doing their research in on YouTube for Splinterlands, you know who this guy is, right? He talks everything about earning in Splinterlands, all of those nitty details that you'd like to know about. He is the guy to go to. He is my go-to guy, actually. All right, that doesn't sound right, but anyway, we're gonna have him right now. Dwayne, are you there?
Hey, Wolf, thanks for having me out tonight.
Super awesome. I know this is something that you're probably not used to because the last time you had some collaborations, you guys were on you're on cam, right? So I think you had were you on cam with Luke?
Yeah.
I think you guys did Splinter Talks and whatever. And we got some people here in the chat. Let me read it up. We got John Kenneth saying Dwayne the Whale. you answered Baby Beluga. Rand Almoida, here's a fan. He knows who he knows what to call you. He
Hey,
calls
Ray.
you 12, right?
I
That's
do.
how you that's how you're called in YouTube, and we're gonna be asking a little more about that. So, okay, so I know I've probably given an introduction or whatever, but Dwayne, I want you to do an introduction of yourself. There might be a 1% chance there's some Filipino fans who don't know about you yet. So and my only request is if you can start it like one of your videos, which I always love that line where you say something like, it's how Splinterlands to change your life. So if I can make that personal request, please do it for me, Dwayne.
Sure,
Go
guys.
ahead.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Infidel 1258 here. Today, we're going to hang out with Wolf and we're going to have a great conversation about everything Splinterlands. This game is amazing, and as you know, if you're not new to my channel, you'll know that this game has changed my life, and I believe that it can change yours too. That's why I'm excited and passionate about this thing. And the beautiful thing about Splinterlands and NFT gaming is that the trivial rewards that accumulate over a long period of time can be meaningful as they become as they appreciate with time, and so that time and attention you're investing is just being rewarded in this seemingly trivial way at first, but it grows and grows. So, guys, I take it seriously, and I'm excited to talk about all of that with Wolf tonight. And thank you for having me on, my dude.
Super awesome, guys. It's the flip side time zone for Dwayne here. Okay, so I know he's probably a little bit sleepy. So let's make sure he's comfortable in the chat, right? And let's make sure we give him some Filipino hospitality, welcome him. But we're already seeing a lot of fans in the chat here. Janelle Pableta, let me read up a few things here, Dwayne, if it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of subs of 12 is Christian, time and attention. Janelle says, hello, my favorite YouTube Splinterlands creator. You and me both, Janelle. We have Apollo Osborne. James Vicente, can I have a pack joke? No, don't worry, James. We're gonna give away packs today, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give away packs myself, but Dwayne says he wants to give away some too. And you
Mm-hmm.
know me, of course. When I give away packs, it comes with some gold cards and whatever. So just stay on the stream, make sure you ask questions, hang out with us. Let's have a cool vibe as we always do, even though it's not our usual time zone. So I know some of you guys might be just watching this in the recording. So hi to you guys. All right. So let's start with the interview proper. All right. Welcome, Dwayne, Filipino Hospital. Okay, thank you, Christian. Whale in the house. It's not just a whale, guys. It's like a blue whale here. So, all right. So let's get on with it. And the first question I'm going to be asking is something you mentioned earlier, and it might not be something that the fans know about you, but let us ask why. First, why time and attention, and second, I know that you're called 12, and
Mm-hmm.
that might have something to do with your in-game name or your online name, but maybe there is something to it. If it's
Mm-hmm.
not, if there is, let us
Yeah.
know. Go ahead.
Yeah. So first of all, time and attention is the idea. That's the phrase that we use, and that's one of the things that really stuck with from my channel, like as we began really blowing up last summer in 2021, and
Mm.
And I think it's resonated with people because, first of all, I think it points to something that's actually happening here within blockchain gaming broadly, but specifically within Splinterlands. And so, what do I mean? I mean that your time and your attention is actually worth something, and people know this. I think intuitively, but we don't necessarily understand that knowledge. So, like, you walk around every day, for instance, using your smartphone, and it tracks different things. Like, when you log into Facebook, for instance, it's tracking where are you and where did you check in. All of that stuff is data. Splinterland or Facebook understands that that's worth something. That's they're tracking what you're doing because they mean to monetize that. There's a certain degree of your efforts that is being that data is being captured and then monetized. Well, Splinterlands and NFT gaming broadly understands that also, and so does blockchain blogging like Hive and Splinter Talk. This idea that when you're committing a certain value, a certain amount of your time to create something in this space that can generate revenue for them, them being Hive or Splinterlands or Axie or whatever game you're thinking about that is your favorite, they want you enjoying that site. They want you creating content for that site. And how can they do that? They can incentivize you. They can actually share that profit with you like YouTube does. The YouTube revenue shares with its content creators. Hive does something similar. Splinterlands is doing the same thing, and we might not recognize that necessarily, but every time they give us a card, every time they give us 1 DEC or some credits, every time they give us a Chaos Legion pack or whatever they might reward us with, these are rewards that are supposed to incentivize and encourage you spending your time and attention here. And so blockchain made me realize this like probably 4 years ago now, where for the first time in my life, I started to understand that what I was doing in my day on my phone was actually spending my time and attention. And there were certain ways that you could access part of that revenue, that value. Things like Brave browser, which I use regularly. Splinterlands is one I discovered and love. And the magic to it is that it isn't some sort of get rich quick. People think, oh, well, I would want some sort of significant reward, but the beauty actually is that it's really quite trivial in nature at first. Like what do you get? A 3-cent Pellicor mercenary for a reward? Who cares, you might say, but it's not worth 3 cents. It's actually, that's the price today, but the value is bigger than that.
Yeah.
And so that's where I really, that phrase grabbed me, and that's why I dove deep into Splinterlands and broadly into anything that was giving me that sort of reward, like Brave browser.
And then you have a term for that. I mean, there was a video. I always watch your videos, but there's a term. I think you called it depreciating assets.
I call them deflationary assets.
Deflationary assets.
Because they're always shrinking in number. Not everybody knows this, but every single monster card that we get in this game is limited in number to begin with. There's only so many. But then not only is there only so many, but they're actually a reducing supply every single day forever, because when people when they have a level 1 magma troll and they want to get a level 10, well, they need to put several copies together, 400 copies together. And so they can never be subdivided again. They will forever be linked. And that means that you never will have 399 copies that can never be seen again. And that means, so you have reduced supply at the same time as you always have this growing demand for the player base, this increasing demand. That is deflation. That is deflationary in nature. And that is a recipe for price appreciation.
I can't. I'm still starstruck, talking to you right now. It's like watching one of your videos. Okay, there is a very cool question here from Richie. Richie is one of the whales down here in the Philippines, but
Awesome.
he did have a question for you, Dwayne. Thoughts on pack arbitrage, given we are 1 million away from legendary summoners. He has 2.5 packs bought, airdrop, opening, and selling on market, but concerned that the next 1 million is going to be insanely long with card prices dipping. So does he stay the course? I guess that's his question. I hope I said that right.
That's a very interesting conversation, and I think there are several components there. The first, maybe the biggest one that I think it deserves really grabbing first is the idea that well, and not everybody will know this, but we just sold our 8th million pack of Chaos Legion, and there's 15 million total, and that every million interval they're going to release a new airdrop, and so we're right now, I'm looking at the page myself, we're at 8,010,786 sold, so we're almost a full million away from the next airdrop, and there's a lack of excitement usually during that middle period where you aren't anywhere near an airdrop. It's like some sort of tension and excitement and eagerness and FOMO kicks in toward the end of that interval. But right now, I think he's probably correct in the general implication or assumption that there's probably going to be some lag and there's going to be some delay. And then he seems to be implying or, inquiring, what will that mean for Chaos Legion card prices, and then what and the investment, the logical argument for choosing to buy Chaos Legion packs now. And I think there's a lot of I give a lot of weight to what he's saying. For one thing, we just saw the 8th, was it the 8th airdrop that came out? I guess so. And so every time another airdrop disappears, the new packs you're buying become less valuable. I hope everybody understands that, because when you bought a pack within the first million, you could have got a Dr. Blight, you could have got, every one of those airdrops so far, but now you can't get any of those ones, except that they can be inside the pack, but that's different. Like when I bought cards within the first million, I not only got the 5 cards inside the pack, but I also got the opportunity to get each one of the following airdrops. And now as we come to 8 million, we've lost something. Every single pack moving forward is actually necessarily less valuable. But here's the kicker: that truth is temporary, because as we get to 15 million packs, when I am of the mind now that that's going to take longer than I originally thought. But as we get there, and we will get there, then these packs, even though there's no airdrops at that moment, they will, I think, necessarily appreciate for the same reason we just talked about with these cards, because there's only so many, and that number is always reducing because people are buying these packs and they're opening them. And then there's always an increasing player base. And for those reasons, I think these $4 packs will one day be $40 packs. It might be 2 years or 3 years or 4 years from now. But again, like I said earlier with the Pellicor Mercenary, the 3-cent card going into something much more, it's like these trivial rewards are meaningful along enough time horizon. That's the key, guys. And if you can really wrap your mind around that, then you can start to build confidence. But I think it's important to also say before we move on, well, people got, if they accept that understanding, I think you're definitely going to need to wrestle with, do I trust these developers, and do I like this game? If you like this game and you trust the developers, I think this is an amazing opportunity, but you really should wrestle with that first before you start investing in something like this.
Awesome. I mean, you actually answered one of the questions from John Carlos here. How much do you think the Chaos Legion packs would be after 1 to 2 years? Just an estimation. You mentioned that it might even go up to $40. Right?
I do think so.
We've seen this. I mean, back in Untamed, back in the other, of course, the other expansions before Chaos Legion. We're just because Filipinos. Let's be honest, guys. We probably came in here. Maybe the earliest would be last year, like me. There's a few people who were veterans even before that, but the majority, probably around 80% of the time, probably came here during the bull run, or maybe the latter part of last year, right? And they did not. I guess and Chaos Legion is like probably the first expansion that they've encountered by launch. So it's amazing that we can see these lower priced packs and whatever, right? But you'll be surprised how these packs will cost in the future. We've actually have evidence of that on the other expansions, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
we do. And I think like right now, I was just looking at, while you're speaking, I was looking at Hive Engine, which is one of the exchanges that you can buy and sell some of these older packs, because remember, each one of these packs, when you buy it from Splinterlands, it's an asset that you hold on your wallet, essentially on the blockchain in your name, and you can open that and get 5 cards out of it, or you can hold on to it. And that pack is an NFT in a sense, right? It's like an asset that you can trade. And right now, Untamed packs, which originally sold for $2, are now selling for $40 or $36.91 American. And so, there's a lot of, it's maybe not apples to oranges, because to be perfectly fair, there's only 1.5 million Untamed packs, and there are 15 million Chaos Legion packs. So somebody might say to me or to you, that's not a fair comparison. There's way less of those. But here's some of the give and take we need to reconcile with all of it. We need to remember that the player base has grown dramatically. Also, when I used to buy Untamed packs, there was probably 3,000 people playing this game daily. 3,000, and now
3,000.
There's at least. I mean, it's hard to say because bots but I think conservatively we can probably. My number is probably, I think there's about 200,000 like individual people. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's the number I've kind of wrapped my head around. And even if it's only 100,000, like from 3,000 to 100,000 is a huge increase in player base.
Exactly. I mean, especially when especially with the Filipinos coming in. All right, so. Okay, so it's like watching one of your videos. I get speechless because I'm usually watching your videos. All right, let's go a little bit down to earth. Let's get a little bit more personal
Sure.
here, Dwayne. Without going probably too far off, but maybe can you start us off on how you discovered Splinterlands, how you started the Splinterlands in the first place? What happened?
Yeah, so I guess it started with. In 2008 in Canada and America, and probably in the Philippines also, you guys experienced that kind of global economic crisis that kind of came out of some of the economic policies, quantitative easing, like there was fractional, there's a lot of technical terms that I don't know how much your audience is really going to know about, but the banking sector got into some like really messed up stuff. And I was learning about this stuff, and I was like, wow, this is corruption at its core in terms of our, like how our economic system is operating and how it's sustained. And it's not an accident. It's actually like by design. Things like inflation, where they print X amount of money every year and they want to inflate our currency, and your currency and every currency is doing this. These complicated economic topics grabbed my attention because I saw what was happening in the world. And that actually, I dove deep into it, and I really wrapped my mind around it. I watched video after video from like different economists. Yeah. And I came to the conclusion that this is not an accident. Like this is literally by design, that they would inflate our economies in this manner, and it by necessity impacts assets that are limited in number. And that first grabbed my attention around gold and silver, but then I quickly understood Bitcoin was part of that too. And then once I got down to the Bitcoin rabbit hole, I discovered Steam, which is the original platform that this game ran on. Yes.
Right.
And so, and then it was really, I tried the game and I just fell in love with it. And that was 3.5 years ago, and I've been playing nearly every single day since, and probably a half an hour to an hour kind of a day, and it started because of all that kind of economic uncertainty, but then it was just grew into this love of this actual game.
And you can feel the love even with you talking right now. There's just a different energy when you talk about Splinterlands. Did you play any similar games before? I mean, I was a Magic the Gathering veteran, so it kind of the card game kind of was easier for me to grasp, so to speak. Did you play any similar games before this?
I played Hearthstone, which of course is in some sense similar. It has its unique differences, of course, but Hearthstone was something I really enjoyed, but it was almost concurrent with this game. So I don't know. I can't remember which I discovered first, but
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Yeah.
Which you-
But this one
All
was
right.
giving me rewards, and I was like, and then one of the days, or
Of course.
one of the first few weeks or something, maybe it was the first few months, I got a ruler of the seas, a gold foil ruler of the seas
Wow.
as a
There we
reward,
go.
guys. That was a reward
Let's
card
go.
for free from playing a game I was already enjoying. And
Right.
at the time, it was selling for like $100. And I thought, I remember I was almost shaking, and it was one of my, I think I did a video on this. It's probably still on my YouTube channel way back when.
Mhm.
And I was like, I got a ruler of the seas. It's gold foil. I think I'm going to sell it.
I know. I saw the
Yeah.
video.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I think that was one I played that was quite similar.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, guys, I look. There's the chat is exploding with questions. So I'm gonna try to do my best to get to Dwayne for all of them. But remember, this is Dwayne is like, what time is it there? It's around 11:30. Am I
No,
correct? I'm sorry.
no, it's coming up on
9.
9 p.m.
All right, it's
Yeah.
9:30. So I'll do my best to check out some of the questions here. But for the other questions, Dwayne makes his videos every day. He answers the questions on the streams.
Mhm.
So you can also ask those questions there. So let's go ahead with some of the question here. Well, some of the comments as well.
Mhm.
Dwayne never fails to give the best analysis possible. More power to you, Dwayne. David Carl says, "Things I wish I knew." Part 4. I guess what you were talking
Yeah.
about right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with this one. Do you think Chaos Legion will sell out in the Splinterland store this year? What do you think?
I do, but I feel I've spoke on this topic before, and there's some I need to hedge some. Like, they probably want a yes or a no, but here's the thing about about this topic. I feel like if certain set of events begin to unfold, then the sale of these Chaos Legion packs will snowball very rapidly. And one of those kind of precipitating possible considerations or events would be if we are not yet done with an altcoin bull run. And I believe that the broader cryptocurrency market is not yet done the bull run. I think people think it is. I think people are mostly of the opinion that we are we're moving into a bear market. I don't believe that. And I point to, there's probably 3 or 4, there's, XRP, Dash, Litecoin, off the top of my head, I can't think of the other ones, but there are several coins that have been here for many, many years that did not this time around exceed their previous all-time highs. I'm of the opinion all of those old coins will exceed their previous all-time highs. Dash is one, XRP is one, Litecoin. I think a Litecoin exceeded it, but I mean like significantly. I don't mean a little bit. And until that happens, in my opinion, this bull market isn't done. And last time there was a bull run in the crypto market, all the altcoins ran, or many of the altcoins ran extremely heavy for a 3-week period after Bitcoin was already dead, including XRP. And so it's my opinion that that's still yet to happen. And I am holding a good number of each of those coins that I mentioned. Bitcoin Cash is another one. What are some other ones? There are lots of them still. If you just go look at some of the old, that's my opinion. And if that's the story that's going to unfold in the coming months, probably, what that might translate into is a lot of rich people that are eager to just kind of reinvest into games like this, including myself, by the way, where if some of those assets really do what I think, I'm going to buy another tract of land. And probably, I don't know, a ton of assets in the game. I really believe super strongly in this game. I'm holding a ton of assets. I mean to buy more, but so if that happens, then I think we sell out probably, even, I think that all might happen in the next couple months. And if so, I could see kind of middle, like August of this year. So my target is around kind of late August, September, October. Is where I would say I actually do think Chaos Legion could sell out this year. But if that story I just described, it doesn't happen, I start to become way more conservative and way less bullish on when these sell out. But I still think they sell out. And maybe it's just not this year. So that's
going to happen.
That's my take on that.
Cool. I mean, my personal opinion is that people are actually just waiting for the legendary summoners to drop. I know people are probably saying, "Okay, go buy those packs." I'm gonna buy them once the legendary summoners are in, and then I think that's when we see, the packs really sold out a lot. Anyway, that's
Mm,
my personal opinion.
interesting.
Um,
I like that.
right. Here's something from Janelle. I know you're always asking. Sorry, I know you're always saying this, Dwayne, but I'll ask it again anyway. What cards do you think will appreciate the most in the next few years? Newer cards, CL cards, or the new reward cards?
That's a great question, and I do love that topic. I mean, there's so much opportunity, I think, in a game like this for not just people like me who are talking about buying tracts of land or whatever, but for
Okay.
people like the average viewer who are like, I'm willing to spend maybe $50 or $100, and I like the game and I'm willing to play it. I really believe that's all you need to do. And if you're willing to play it from now till the next bull run, I'm confident you're going to be blown away by what you've built up over there. And partly it's going to be because you spend 20 or $50 on maybe Pellicor Mercenaries. Yes, I think he is one of the most likely to be a real moonshot.
Yes.
But there are, and I guess I do think it's probably the reward cards more than I think it's some of the chaos cards. Not that I don't think the chaos cards will do huge growth, but just the fact that the reward cards are so. First of all, this is the most plentiful reward cards of all time. Like every previous
Yeah.
copy of reward cards was far less.
It's
Yeah.
far less, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
And so I think people are sleeping on the fact I think we all feel like Pellicor Mercenary is never going to go out of circulation, but it will. And I think it's a sort of carry tank. Like it really is a card that is good at every level. It has 8 hit points at bronze. It has 3 melee at silver. It has self-heal at gold. It has retaliate at diamond champion. It's an excellent tank, and it's a reasonable mana cost, and it's only 2.5 cents. I really think this card could be $1 per BCX one day. And this card in particular, I have thousands of copies.
Okay.
And
What?
so yeah, that's one. But I feel strongly about any of the ones that stand alone and can win the games, like tanks. Pellicor Deceiver is not as good, but it's interesting, and there's no way this thing's 2 cents in a year. I think, or maybe let's say 4 years. I think all of these cards are easily 25 cents to like $1.50 kind of thing. That's my view.
Cool. Now it's cool that we share the same sentiment. I mean, when the rewards first dropped, the first card I maxed out was Bilgeka, and I maxed him out maybe around already because I really like the concept of camouflage,
Mm.
and I was thinking more like a player. I mean, I need something for reverse speed, and he just kind of fits the bill.
Hmm.
He fits a lot of rule sets, but then of course he's underperformed so far because of course Dr. Blight is here and there's a lot of other summoners that you could use better in slots. But Pellicor Mercenary was my second, I think my second or my third, because I think Conjurer was my second maxed out card.
Hmm.
And we share that same sentiment. I appreciate that. And people can, because when we do giveaways, right? When we do giveaways, I usually give away these reward cards, and
Hmm.
I know people also get them, but they're probably not maxed out like what I've done with mine. Like
Yeah.
I went full bullish and maxed it out like in the first 2 days or whatever. But I know the average Filipino Splinterlands player might not consider this as a good asset. But trust me, you guys watch my streams also. I use Pellicor Mercenary in the Diamond Champion League, so you know that guys, this will be a good card. And of course, Dwayne already now confirms it. So there we go. All right. Need to buy 1,000 BCX Pellicor now, says John Carlos. Looks like guys. I want to. Just want to. I want you to focus on a word that Dwayne said earlier. He's gonna buy another tract of land. Okay, guys, let that sink in for a moment, because I have one plot of land here,
Hmm.
and that that one measly one plot is, I'm really already proud of it. So
Oh
imagine
yeah.
owning a tract of land. But if you watch Dwayne's videos, and he's talked about it a lot, I really don't want to dive into it. The amount that you've spent on the game already, because I know it already. You've already mentioned it on your videos. But he is an example of somebody fully committed and fully trusting the developers at this moment.
Hmm.
I mean, guys, me myself, I've joined this game probably mostly earlier than most of you guys, right? But I can't say that I haven't, haven't had probably 100% commitment to the game itself. Maybe 90%, maybe 95. There are some assets that I share with the other games or whatever,
Hmm.
but you will see. I mean, you can take just go to your marketplace and take a look at alpha, take a look at beta, and then look at the prices of those cards there, right?
Hmm.
Now tell me that in a few years time, okay, this is assuming that the game still remains strong and the developers are still, of course,
Yes.
focused on it or whatever. Don't tell me, well, tell me that those cards will not be, well, not maybe not worth as much or maybe worth as much, we don't know, but definitely gonna be higher than what we have them right now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you can. I think absolutely. And again, someone will. I see all the comments all the time on my channel. They when I say things like that, Wolf, the people will say, "Oh, sure, but those old betas, they were so rare. Now there's not enough copies of them, and as a result, those
Mm-hmm.
prices, like the flesh golem, which I'm looking at on my screen, which is in some ways a comparable tank for the green team, the same team we just talked about Pelagor Mercenary for. It has a
Right.
lot of the same utility, and it has the same use case, I would argue. That one sells for $6.80 per BCX, but they'll say, yeah, but that's totally different because beta was so small and Chaos Legion and rewards are
Mm-hmm.
so huge. But that is failing to understand the growth in player base has been
Yes, it's
exponential. And
different,
so,
right?
and I don't think we're done growing. So again, you did say this a moment ago, but people really need to hear it. It's like, do you believe in the development and the trajectory of where this game is going? Because
Mm-hmm.
if you do, it's really silly to say that Chaos Legion cards, or for that matter, reward cards, are going to be there's too many of them. It's simply just 100% factually incorrect because there's a finite amount, which necessarily means they will all be released, and then whether that takes. I think 4 years is like a slam dunk, a layup, like an for sure thing that all of those record cards are gone and much more expensive, but it's founded on the confidence I have in the development and in the enjoyment I find that this game offers.
Right. Honestly, if taking when I look at my assets right now, and then I always think about what's going to happen in the future. Of course, finances come to mind. Should I buy more packs? Should I buy this card? Should I
Mm-hmm.
do whatever? And then I always come back to your videos. I always take a look at how what your perspective is and whatever. Now, Dwayne, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here, and some people might say that you have a whale's point of view, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of balance that, right? Because I'm not exactly a whale, but I'm not exactly a minnow, I guess. I mean, I've spent for this game. I bought Llama when he was a little bit more expensive than before, but I did buy Kron for like a few dollars, so I was happy with that.
Nice.
But the thing is, guys, and Dwayne explains this in one of his videos. Please go watch his videos, guys, and subscribe to his channel, which I have not yet put on the caption. Sorry about that,
That's
Dwayne.
okay.
But you can put it on the you can send a comment. I'll pin it so
Mm.
that we can have your. This will take time, guys. Okay, this is something that we Filipinos need to get over. This is not an overnight ROI kind of
Hey
thing.
guys, Infidel
All
twelve
right,
fifty eight
you
here.
have to believe in the project. You have to believe in the people working on it. You have to believe in the people who've invested on it, right? Of course, you have to do your own research, but this game didn't spring up yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
This game didn't spring up last week, not last month, not even last year,
Mm-hmm.
all right? It has gone through tough times as well,
Mm-hmm.
and the developers are always looking at things to either hype up and whatever. It's not a perfect thing, just like with every game, but again, not financial advice,
Mm-hmm.
but out of all the other games we know, Splinterlands really is one of the toughest, and I think will stay for a while. So
Yeah.
whatever it is you're holding right now, because Dwayne, I'm going to tell you, whenever we have our daily quests or our end of season rewards here in the Philippines, we have the saying um, that we're getting a lot of kalapates or pakpak, right? Pakpak is a Filipino word for wings, right? It's because we get a lot of Pelacor deceivers, we get a lot of
Mm-hmm.
conjurers, we get a lot of mercenaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of underestimation about how this these cards will appreciate in the future,
Yes.
right? I know we're talking about it right now. Oh, sana na how I hope I got a legendary, but I didn't get. I get again conjurers and deceivers and whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, max them out, right? I
Yeah.
max those out when I've had the chance.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that, Dwayne.
No, it's good.
Um,
Love it.
let's go ahead. Yeah, I want to go ask some questions about you again. So, chat. You can, of course, you can ask some questions for Dwayne, but some of these topics he's covered before in some of his videos, so I'd rather you check them out. But of course, if there's some questions I see here right now, and of course you, of course, Dwayne, if you see some questions in the chat that you'd like to answer, go ahead. You can interrupt me anytime. JJ, thank you for the 50 stars, by the way. I saw it. I appreciate it. It's what keeps me going. Thank you very much. All right, so yeah, there's a lot of praise for you here, so I'll go ahead and ask a question now. Uh, this is something I've asked everybody anyway who's guested in my show. What is your favorite card? If there is one card that you say that this is the Dwayne Cunningham, whatever, it's a go-to card
Hmm.
or a favorite card or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a fetish or just kidding, but maybe it's just something that you like. What
Yeah.
is that card?
I do have favorites for sure, and increasingly the um, Chaos Legion has been redefining what that looks like for me. I would have said, even 3 months ago, I would have said definitively the Nightmare.
Nightmare.
It's a tank for the black team, and
Yeah.
it has 10 hit points at level 1. It has 13 at level 10. It has blast damage with 3 melee damage at the diamond level, and I play diamond, remember, and it has phase at gold or higher, so it's going to be, and it has 7 speed at diamond champion level. So you absolutely are, this lends itself really, really well to being super evasive. It can dip, dodge, and duck like anything, right? Melee, archery, or magic. And I find it super, super resilient. It probably is still my favorite card because not only of all that utility, but also the card art is amazing. But I would say to you that I'm really starting to fall in love with some of the new Chaos cards too.
Give me one. Give me one.
Yeah, I think maybe my favorite that I keep running is definitely from the water team, and it's I think it's a rare, is it not? Demon Shark or Diamond Shark.
Oh,
Um,
the Demon Shark. Yes, it's Demon Shark.
Yeah, it's so good. And then I'll use it. But the interesting thing about my Diamond Shark or my Demon Shark is that I love playing it in a certain way with a taunt on the back line and heals, and the Merdali Guardian is very important to the Angelic Mandarin. It's kind of a package deal. Whereas actually, you know what? The Nightmare is the same thing, because when I play the Nightmare, I build out a certain play. So yeah, probably the Diamond Shark or Demon Shark with that whole build out, and specifically you got to have that taunt in the back line. It's that epic Wave Brood, so that you can just you can let your tank stay alive and get those tramples in. It's really, really good.
Damn. The Nightmare is both surprising and not surprising the way you say it. It's surprising that would be your pick. I mean, mostly people would go for a legendary or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're fighting a Nightmare and it's in frenzy mode,
Mm-hmm.
you'll cry. Trust me,
Oh
you'll
yeah.
cry. Right?
Oh yeah.
You can't hit the damn thing.
Yeah.
Right, and then he hits you with blast and whatever. It's surprising that's the card you chose. Unsurprising that, I guess it's still surprising that it is. People are underestimating it. That's very cool,
Mhm.
So I hope people, we see a lot of what I call cookie cutter decks, right? And I do have my own, of course. But whenever I do my streams, I always try to, guys, think outside of the box. Let's experiment in something. Take a look at this. Like when I coined the term Suicide Squad. I have a Suicide Squad for death.
Oh yeah.
For the negative, the ones with negative health, and then redemption,
So
and then I have a reverse Suicide Squad. So yeah, I'm gonna make a YouTube video about that, by the way.
very
But
good.
anyway, right. So anyway, it's cool, right? So you guys listen to the OGs, and Dwayne is one of those OGs. So Nightmare, go check it out.
Yeah.
Taking a look at some of the people here in chat, I think this is somebody from your viewers, Andrew Kolf. Hey
Nice.
Dwayne, Kofi checking in.
Hey Kofi, yeah man, he's in the
There you
guild,
go.
and yep, cool. There he is, man.
Awesome.
Nice.
Kolf, Hope you follow me too, so you can follow the page. All right, Thing Ming G says Furious Chicken. I guess that's his favorite card. Janelle has a question. What's your most expensive card?
I think that's got to be just off the top of my head. I'm gonna say that it's got to be Kitty. I've got the max level Kitty, and
Oh God.
it's what is it, $600 per BCX or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Let's take a look at it. Actually, Jesus. All right.
yeah, yeah. It's no
A
joke.
max level kitty, huh? Right. I got my kitty in a pack. Actually, I have one level one kitty which I got in a pack way back when Untamed was being released in the quests. Wow, it's $4,900 for I guess the most expensive one.
Wow.
Jesus.
And
Okay.
look at that. It's
That's
even more expensive than Yodin right now, which is actually hasn't always been the case. Yodin is usually,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
It's
that's
true.
maybe that's a buy signal for Yodin, but no, I wouldn't buy these cards for the one of the things I would like to say on that though, and I've said it
Go ahead.
before, you'll probably know, Wolf, but I feel strongly that even though Byzantine Kitty is amazing, I would never tell somebody that they should buy this because it's not the way to move the needle for most people. Like your average viewer has a silver level or a gold level deck. So this isn't the card you need to move the needle the most. Like what you need
Right.
is more collection power. What you need is, to fill out some of those summoners so they get up to the next level. If you're in silver, bring them up to level 6 so you can battle in gold. And while this would be amazing, this is just, you could spend $500 in a very different way and move the needle in a bigger way. And it's so important to think about this game from that perspective, because like you were saying earlier about the cookie cutter decks, we sometimes get in the mode where it's like, oh, everyone plays Mylor. I need a Mylor. No, you don't. What you need is cards that you can put on the field, and you need options. So forget about cards like a Mylor. Forget about cards like Kitty at this point. Wait for the next legendary summoner and be keenly aware that when those new Chaos Legion legendary summoners come out, they will be cheaper and they will appreciate over a long enough time horizon. So be keenly aware that legendary summoners are game changing, and when those new ones come out, act accordingly. But some of them are winners and some of them are losers. You have to be able to analyze it too. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't think Deep Swimmer is in the same ballpark as Byzantine Kitty. I don't think Mimosa Nightshade is in the same ballpark as Scarred Llama. But of course they're good. So, take that with a grain of salt. But when the new Chaos Legendary Summoners come out, I will be a buyer. And I would strongly recommend people not be looking at these hugely.
ones.
Yeah, they're just too expensive at this point.
This point.
Unless you're that champion player who's already a whale and you want that for that collectibleness, and you want to be, take it to the next level.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, my viewers know that Kitty is one of my go-to cards in Diamond and Champion. Especially my one of my favorite decks, which I call Death Kitty. Of course, but obviously it's Death Kitty, Kitty with Death.
Yes.
But Dwayne says it correctly. At this point in time, us Filipinos, we joined the game at this certain point in time. Especially now that Splinterlands has given us a way to be more competitive, even if we have not, if we've not yet caught the alpha and beta cards. What with the modern format coming in, we can concentrate on the Chaos Legion packs, right, guys, and the Chaos Legion summoners and the Chaos Legion cards, and the reward cards as well. Don't sleep on them. Well, okay, sleep on them. But I mean, just don't give them don't put them in the corner, right? Make sure that you analyze correctly. You watch a lot of videos, of course. Watch my stream, so you know the strategies,
Yeah.
and then you'll be realizing yourself what cards that I think these cards will be doing great. And just like what Dwayne said, especially with Pelacor Mercenary, you'll realize those things, and we won't have that mentality anymore na of puro pakpak na lang. It's just in translation, I'm just getting all wings in my daily quest, right? So those conjures, those mercenaries. So that's cool. All right, so okay, let's get a little more personal now,
Sure.
if it's okay with you, Dwayne.
Sure.
So everybody knows I'm a family man. I think Bulldog is as well. I don't think Luke has kids, but we've talked about it in our streams. maybe can you say a little more about your family? Have they been
Sure.
supported? Have you been teaching them how to play? What's been happening?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about them. I have two beautiful daughters. My eldest is Hazel. My youngest is Lumina, and Lumina just turned 6 in
Awesome
January.
name.
Yeah, it actually means a portion of light from a body of light.
Yes.
And in my
Mhm.
opinion, we're all made in God's image, and that means like we are all rays of light off of the source of light. So, um,
Wow.
and so she's my 6-year-old, and my big girl Hazel is she plays with me sometimes, and she'll help pick my teams,
Oh,
and she loves like encourage she'll choose them based on like art style. She's 7 right now,
of
so
course.
she's more
Right.
like I want she no she'll pick like some cute angel or something in the first position as opposed to like a
Like
tank.
Adelaide.
Yeah, exactly.
Adelaide or
Yeah,
Kitty, maybe Kitty.
yeah. But I encourage that sort of thing because you know what I think kids today are going to find that this sort of gaming experience is the common practice in the future. I think it already is becoming, and you've seen it. Some of the mainstream titles are already starting to incorporate elements of this into their games, and I think it's going to become more and more common. In fact, I think it's going to become ubiquitous, where it's just literally every game that does this in some fashion. Why? Because why not? It's literally a way for them to incentivize again you investing that time and attention with them, and it's no skin off their back. If all they're already making skins, they're already making weapon skins and character skins and new heroes you can buy. So why not just monetize them in a different way that enables players to really extract some of that value, which wouldn't hurt them and would in fact entice more players. So I think this is coming, and I love talking to my nephew about this, my kids about this, and frankly anyone who wants to have a conversation around it.
Dwayne is the cool uncle that you want to have, when you go to a reunion, he'll talk to you about, he's not going to talk to you about, he's going to talk to you about a game and you're going to be earning as well. That's really cool. So, I mean, people know that the profile picture I have right now for Wolf's Den, this was drawn by my daughter. So,
Cool.
that's, our families are part of it, right? I mean, we're
Yes.
not, sometimes we play the games, that's okay. Sometimes we earn, and I know I think we've talked about this before that with another game that I play called Samurai Rising Samurai Legends, we do, let's try not to play the game not just for the I guess for the monetizing part of it, but mostly because you enjoy the game, right? I
Hmm.
mean, when Dwayne came here, he talked about it earlier. He enjoyed the game. He liked it, right? And then he got a gold foil ruler of the seas, and that kind of enforced it.
Hmm.
But I think he would not be here if he didn't really like the game. I mean, I'm playing some NFT games right now. I used to play some NFT games, which I'm not playing right now because I don't find them enjoyable anymore. Right?
Yeah.
It's not just worth my time and attention.
Yeah.
So to say. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take this opportunity for you, Dwayne, to ask us Filipinos questions. I did this with Bulldog and Luke. Do you have? I mean, I know that you have a Filipino community, but
Hmm.
this is probably the first time that you're going to be on a show that has 100%. Well, maybe not 100%. We had Andrew earlier, but maybe 99.9% Filipino community here, and more Filipinos will be watching the recording as well. But right now, do you have a question for us? Anything you'd like to know about us Filipino Splinterlands players? And we'd like to answer that for you.
Sure. Yeah. Well, first thing, I was just looking at my data earlier, and yeah, it's still. I mean, first of all, the Filipino people were like the first to kind of grab onto my channel and really carry it into the
Ooh.
place that it is now. Honestly, it was like in last summer. I remember we went from like 60 people subscribed to 1,000 in the very like it was maybe like a week or something, and then it was 2,000 and 3,000, and it just got carried away with itself. And it was my viewership was around I want to say 30% or something Filipino at that time, and it's till to this day, my American audience has grown larger now, but the Filipino audience is still 15% of all my viewership. So it's awesome. I love that that's happening because it tells me that there's a part of the world that is unlocking the value and the power of what we're describing here. This ability to receive some sort of reward for your time and attention. That is a meaningful concept and potentially life changing And I think it is going to be, it was life-changing before, and I believe it's going to be again. And that's why I'm kind of so passionate. But in terms of questions, I guess I've never been there. And I wonder, like, what is the minimum wage that the country might offer for employment? And what is like an annual, like how meaningful is like a 3 cent card? If somebody's getting silver rewards, they're getting $2 like a season. Is that meaningful? Is that moving the needle for anybody financially?
Okay. So there was a statement here by Richie. He mentioned earlier, which is kind of connected to your question.
Mm-hmm.
He says, Dwayne, do you want to visit Manila? A gold Yodin pays for a month of food and lodging. Anyway, that's a funny comment, but it's kind of true. Okay, guys, help me out here. Of course, the chat. I don't want to answer these questions alone.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum wage, I think, guys, this is like a 500 pesos. Am I correct? That's roughly $10. ten
Wow.
dollars for minimum wage, yeah, down here.
And like a
Minimum wage is
residence.
$12 a day. There, Richie says $12 a day.
Wow.
And right, your question about the cards,
Mm-hmm.
the cent cards, for example, I'm sure you're pertaining to like Keepsmiths and
Mm-hmm.
Mercenaries.
Mm-hmm.
They sell down here for like 5 or 9 pesos. Um, it's it. How do I say this? People down here, because of the minimum wage, and I'm not gonna put down my countrymen, and but
Mm-hmm.
we know it's a different part of the world, and people are always looking for that high profile legendary, right?
Yeah.
Because that's it's a lottery ticket. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's literally a lottery ticket down here, and getting a legendary, especially gold foil legendary, will set the average Filipino up for maybe one week or two,
That's so cool.
for his own personal life, right? I'm not
That's
even
so
talking
cool.
about the Splinterlands part, right?
And you're getting
So
free, like, so essentially you're playing a game. Hopefully you're having fun with it, and there's a lottery ticket that you're going to earn from it, and maybe it ends up being like a gold foil. What are there right
yes.
now? Like what would be a good gold foil right now? There are some.
Well, usually the fiends. We usually see the gold foil fiends coming,
Yeah.
and the gold foil fiend, I think it's still $12 if I'm correct.
And you can get like Oceanus or Harklaw or Bilka as rewards too.
Oh, for the rewards,
Those would be
yeah.
800, 85, 88, and 102. Yeah, I mean that's really cool to hear, because I didn't understand the finances, and therefore But I would, on that topic, I almost want to say though, I hope that some people, I really believe this, that the people that are going to have life-changing wealth from this game are going to just play it for fun, and they're going to accumulate some of these cards. And yes, if you get a gold foil Oceanus, you should sell it right now. And I would put it into like cheaper, I would reinvest that into like really inexpensive reward cards that would then be cards which would later appreciate and give me more value. As far as I'm concerned, that's the play. It's like, it's thinking not, what do I get at the end of the season? It's like, where, if I just sit on these things because I'm just playing a game and I don't even really care how much it's worth, in 3 or 4 years, you're going to just look back and be like, what? I have like 150,000 US dollars worth of cards. I have, I like 70,000 SPS or something like that. And those numbers are crazy, even to me. Like, it's just crazy, but it happened so slowly. Like, it just was playing a game, having fun, and now it's literally changed my life. And I think that story is available to people, but I don't say that like, therefore take out a loan and go buy assets. I say,
Yeah.
no, just take a deep breath. Someone in your chat said, how do I want to become a whale? Like, what do I have to do? I just said, patience, patience, patience. Like, just
Right.
play the game, have fun. Don't try and be rich tomorrow. Don't think about that at all. Do you enjoy the game? Do you believe in the longevity of it? If so, just please enjoy the game. You're going to find that naturally the accumulation of cards you're going to have from playing is going to be meaningful in a long enough time horizon. I really strongly believe that.
Cool. People are saying I love the mindset of Dwayne. This is why he is my favorite content creator, guys. The analysis that you're giving and the way you talk about it. It's so obvious how much you really enjoy the game, of course,
Mm,
and you believe in it,
mm,
right? We see the effort, guys, of of the analysis. We're talking right now. We're in a good vibe, but he's actually checking Hive while we talk. It shows the I guess it shows the mindset of some people about it. So guys, I hope you learn from it, guys. I mean, there we go. Says Christian Joe Argus. The motivation, we need that, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
hope you get motivated by this stream. Of course, I want to take this chance to give a shout out to the 49 viewers right now. Thank you guys for watching. You're tuning right now to Damien Wolf of Wolfstand. We have Dwayne Cunningham, DOG, Splinterlands OG, right here on. There you go. Jim Morgan says, Dwayne on Facebook? I forget that you can live stream here. Well, Jim, welcome to Facebook Live. Yes, we are live streaming here. And for us Filipinos, of course, this is something for Dwayne as well. And Bulldog knows about this now, right? So Filipinos, we are probably maybe 70% more on Facebook, other than
Mm.
the other platforms, right?
Mm.
Maybe 30%. Maybe okay. Maybe let's make that 60% with 30% on YouTube, and then probably 10% on Twitch,
Mm.
right? Like that, just to hang out with my new friend Wolf. I'm not a friend. I'm a fan. I'm a super fan, and I'm just super happy that I'm here talking to him. Right. So there's people in here that are saying hi to you. Maybe you know them. Of course, we know Amor. He's a viewer of mine, but he says, "Yo, Jim, it's me, Amir." I guess they probably watch. Of course, they watch you on your videos and know about the other people watching as well. Pretty cool. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Richie says it's a work day and I'm watching. Lol, super cool live stream. Well, thank you very much, Richie. You have little face, Whenever we do these interview sessions, it's always gonna be cool, right? So, there we go. All right, so let's get back a little bit on the groove of a Splinterlands, but let's talk about it in a fun way, okay? If
Mm.
there is
Sure.
a if is okay, I've also asked this with Bulldog and Luke. Is there how do I put this? If you were gonna create a card, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of I know this is a little technical and maybe not a lot of people think about it, but is there a card that you think maybe it would be great if we had this kind of card? I know I have my own opinions, but I want to ask yours. I don't think you've discussed this before, or I haven't seen a video which you've talked about. If you were gonna create a card of your own, whether it be a summoner, a monster, whatever rarity it is,
Mm-hmm.
what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I have thought about it. I haven't like planned it out or done any sort of art or whatnot, but some of the things that I really enjoy about the game and about the style that I bring to my battles, what I would probably want to incorporate into it. So I think I probably would I would either look to partner with Splinterlands in trying to make some sort of summoner, but
Mm-hmm.
speed is something that I would want. And then I think, well, why would they want that? Because they already have like a kitty.
Kitty and
Um,
fire, yeah.
unless maybe there was like a reverse kitty almost, where it was like minus
There we
two
go.
speed, and probably a death summoner. And but I like the idea. So like I'm a Christian, so maybe there would be some sort of like and you might not know this, but the summoner, the life splinter summoner called Peak Rider
Yeah,
is
Peak Rider.
is a beta summoner. And I was talking with Jarvie, who the creator of Peak Monsters, and he was explaining that they actually this is their card. And he gave me the whole background. He's like, look, this, if you look closely, Peak Rider has like black skin and devil horns. He's a demon who somehow decided that that he was serving dark powers and he didn't like that, and now he moved over to the life, which is
Damn,
like the
I love
angelic.
that.
Yeah. And so
Yes.
maybe like I might like an idea of like his brother or something who like an angel that fell or something, and was like in the death team and was like a too slow, like take away to your opponent's speed. Maybe like some of the other things I really love are affliction and blind. So that might be, I don't know if that would end up being overpowered, because you'd really be, no, I think it'd be pretty reasonable in
It's
terms.
okay. I mean, Mimosa has Affliction and Void. I mean, a Deep Swimmer has Blind, I think. Does he have Blind? Or no,
Yeah.
Return Fire and Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's overpowered.
Something in that ballpark, and then maybe I'd need to talk with them and go back and forth. But I would like some sort of angelic lore. I'd like it like somehow to be something like an angel or something, and maybe that somehow it's brought into that death team because of some cool lore device or storyline. And I definitely feel strongly about like speed meta. That's kind of where I thrive in this game. So that would be kind of where I'd want to go with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys know about that.
Mhm.
You guys know now how Dwayne does his strategies and what and how he would perceive that thing. I just want to say hi to a few more people in the chat. We
Yeah.
have Beetlezeus from
Oh,
New
nice.
Zealand.
Hey.
He says, "Hey guys, hey, what's up, man? Thanks for dropping by Wolfstand. My name is Dwayne. Dwayne. My name is Dwayne. My name is Damien Wolf, and I have Dwayne here with me. I hope you follow me too. I know we're from. Well, no, he's from New Zealand, so it's not pretty far off from my time zone. So I hope you follow me. I do stream Splinterlands as well. Jim Morgan says, "Have a good night, guys. Dwayne, I'll see you Thursday, Friday night." Okay,
Mhm.
looks like he's a regular.
Mhm.
And of course, John Kenneth does confirm. Lyra Deep Swimmer has blind. Yeah, he does. Cool.
Mhm.
All right, so guys, we've talked a lot about what I mean. Dwayne has already shared a lot of his thoughts, and we've answered a lot of your questions here. Oh, we have somebody from Mexico here, Ivanov 007 from
Nice.
Mexico.
Nice.
Probably some of you from your Discord, right?
Maybe.
Good to see you here, guys. Thank you for dropping by. Appreciate that, and yeah, hopefully in the future, we can have more collabs. If you have, I owe you one. So if you have anything that is in line with, if you think you'd want me there, and
Yeah.
maybe to give a Filipino perspective or whatever,
Mhm.
then I'm down for that.
Yeah,
All right,
I
so
really enjoyed the conversation, my friend, and I look forward to doing it again for sure.
cool.